You know, I was born in a little village called Matlot. That's way up in the north of Trinidad, way up in the north, settled between the mountains and the sea. And we used to say that's the most picturesque village in Trinidad. But growing up in that village in the late 50s, early 60s, there was no electricity there. So what we used to do is every full moon night, we used to come out and we used to play something we used to call fine games. So we used to sing songs like "In a Fine Castle, Do You Hear My CCO?" and these kind of games we used to be playing in the full moon, in the night, because no electricity and the moon come out, the place bright, especially on a full moon night. And when we finished playing games, we used to go and sit down on the step. And my grandfather used to be telling us all kind of stories. Sometimes when he finished, we can't even sleep. We go in and lie down under the bed because they don't want to interact with this kind of thing that he telling me, you know. But he used to tell me some nice story. Let me just share one of them with all you, a few of them with all you. Papa tell me that long ago, when hunters went to hunt, they used to go in a group. They never used to go by themselves because they was afraid of a man called Papa Bois. But there was this guy in the village who always wanted to be the leader of the group that going to hunt. And whenever they go in the bush to hunt, he would find a tree with a certain kind of vine, and he would tie nuts on the tree and tie the vine around the tree. And he used to tell them, all right, we could hunt freely now because I just tie up Papa Bois. So they could hunt free. But one thing I want all you to know, the first animal that all you see pass, don't shoot it. Let it pass. And after that, we will catch real beasts. So they never used to shoot the first animal. And after that animal passed, they used to be catching plenty beasts, plenty wild beast and thing, you know. And so that went on for years, Papa said. For years, everybody was depending upon it. Nobody used to go in the bush and hunt without that man. Because when they go in the bush with that man, they're coming back with real meat. Plenty wild meat. But Papa said that a young man in the village, that he went hunting with them for the first time. First time they carry him in the bush to hunt. And when the man done tie up the vine, and he tie up the tree, and they're waiting for the first beast to pass, they see this big, nice, fat animal coming. But remember, he tell them, don't shoot the first one. Now, they are accustomed not shooting the first one, but this is the man who went there for the first time. And when he see this animal, man, he leg was shot and he shoot the animal fall down. And all of a sudden, all the trees in the forest start to rumble. And the trees sound like if they was crying, and the wind start to blow. And the men and them realize that they know, like they lost, they know where they is in the forest no more. They get lost. And for days they're trying to find their way out of the forest. And they can't find their way out of the forest. And finally one day, they found their way out. Now when they come out of the forest now, they realize that, hey, that man missing, you know. That man missing. We can't find the man. That is the man who was always wanted to be the leader. They can't find him. But then they kept looking for him. They went looking for him all about, all in the forest, all down by the river. They went all up to a place called Bakasa, all in the Baka Antun. They went looking for this man for days and they can't find him. And after some days, they see this man coming out the forest. Half man, half animal. And when they look at the man, they realize the face and everything is the man that used to go with them. But the man was half animal and half human. And so they say, well, this man, how come his face and everything looking like the man, but the rest of his body is an animal? And so they decide to take him and they carry him out in the village. And when they carry him out in the village in the open, he began to confess. And he began to tell them what he used to do. But he had a gunshot wound So right where the man shoot the beast, he's the man who really get the shot. And then they realize that this was the man who was turning into animals all the time. He was the man who was actually dealing with the animals. And it wasn't too long after that he come and he dead. And after that, they used to go in the forest now to hunt all by themselves because they didn't want to go with no group again and no leader of the group, because they always believe that the leader of the group could turn into an animal or going to be half human and half beast, half animal. So from that day, all villagers, all hunters in the village used to go by themselves or they're going by twos. And they used to go and hunt by themselves. And that ends all the story about tying up Papa Bois on a tree. Right? All you get the story? Nice.